A brave man reposes in death here. Why was he not true? That was the inscription on Sam Bass's first tombstone. The notorious outlaw was fatally shot on the streets of Round Rock in 1878. He died July 21st, 2 days after he was shot. It was his 27th birthday that July day 133 years ago, but we're getting ahead of our story. Born in Indiana, Sam Bass was orphaned at an early age. As the story goes, Bass later came to Texas, working first on a ranch and later for the sheriff of Denton County. It was the Denton mare that led to Bass's downfall. He raced that mare all over central Texas, gambling and carousing. Business ventures from gold and silver mining to hauling freight were all unsuccessful, and Bass and his friends took up stagecoach robbing, an exciting activity that turned out to be more fruitful. When they started robbing trains, each gang member gained a price on his head. A total of $2,000 put up by the governor of Texas, the railroad, and the express company. The governor appointed an entire company, 40 Texas Rangers, to capture the Bass gang. Hunted up and down north central Texas, several members of the gang were killed until finally there were only 4 left. Sam Bass, Seaborn Barnes, Frank Jackson, and Jim Murphy. Unbeknownst to Bass, Murphy, who turned traitor after being captured, had been planted in the game and was telegraphing information to the Rangers. The plans included robbing a bank, the bank at Round Rock. The gang reached the Round Rock area on Sunday, July 14th. On Monday, Bass and Murphy came into town to check out the bank. The plan was to go to the bank on foot, leaving the horses hitched in the alley. They were going to rob the bank on Saturday, just at closing time, when Bass figured all the businessmen would have deposited their money. And that brings us to the events of that historic day in Round Rock. It is a peaceful, ordinary day. No one suspects that in just a few minutes, gunfire will ring the streets. People are going about their business as usual. Look at there. There comes a farm family into town to pick up their supplies. Bet they buy the kids some licorice, too. And hey, look there. There's Henry Koppel on the porch of his general store. Looks like they're passing the time of day with some of the fellows. Now there are some Rangers in town. Major John B. Jones had gotten Murphy's letter about the planned bank robbery, and he has some of the men out looking for the Bass gang. He has also warned the bank of the robbery plan and has sent for a contingent of Rangers. He is determined to stop Sam Bass right here in Round Rock. As the Rangers exit from the store, Jones says to his men, Connor, you, Harold, and Ware stay in the business district, but out of sight. Be certain you keep your eyes on the bank at all times. The men split up to resume their vigil, though they are not expecting any action in Round Rock today. And Dick Ware decides to get a shave. Jones and Moore now meet the Deputy Sheriff of Williamson County, A.W. Grimes, and Albert Highsmith, owner of the local livery stable. Jones is giving details of the plans to catch Sam Bass in Round Rock. I have 3 Rangers in town dressed like cowboys. Last night, they were at the railroad station to protect the train. Today, I have them stationed about town. I had only a few Rangers in Austin, so I brought Morris Moore with me. He's a former Ranger and now Deputy Sheriff of Travis County. I also sent for a detail of Rangers from San Saba. Since they haven't got here, I'd better get over to the depot and telegraph Austin to send more men fast. I'm not taking any chances on those outlaws getting away. Jones crosses the street, and the others go into the saloon. The saloon girls are taking a break. Maybe they'll do a number for us. about those saloon girls. Deputies Moore and Grimes have come out of the saloon and are talking about seeing no signs of action in Round Rock today. Three strangers come walking down the dusty way, unnoticed in the stifling heat. On their way to the cobble store to buy tobacco, they are walking casually, talking to each other, and give no hint at all of their true identity. To any passerby, they're just three ordinary men on their way up the street. Because they numbered only three, not even the deputies realized that they were none other than the Bass Gang, Sam, Frank Jackson, and Seaborn Barnes, in town for the third time to look over the situation. Deputies Moore and Grimes are still standing outside when the men go by. Jackson and Barnes had put their guns in their saddlebags, but Bass had his on under his coat. Moore thought he saw a bulge in the coat that looked like a six-shooter. Moore tells Grimes, "You know, I think that man is wearing a six-shooter, and that's against the law. Let's get a closer look." The deputies start moving towards Copple's store as the gang members come out. Grimes goes on ahead of Moore, trying to look casual. Moore starts whistling and jams his hands down into his pockets. As Grimes approaches the three men, he says to Bass, "Are you wearing a six-shooter?" Yeah. All three answer yes and begin shooting. Grimes falls, Moore is wounded. Moore is wounded. Where's the doctor? Sam Bass is wounded again. Ranger Ware fires at Barnes, hits him in the head, and Barnes falls. Jackson grabs Barnes' saddlebags and hits Bass head toward the alley. Bass is hit again, this time in the back. In the alley, Jackson helps Bass onto his horse, and they ride away, with Jackson half holding the wounded Bass on his horse. The townspeople are agog. Women and children rush to aid the wounded and carry off the dead. As the gunfire subsides, lawmen pursue the would-be bank robbers. The word spreads quickly. Sam Bass. It had been Sam Bass and his gang, and now they said Sam Bass is fatally wounded. It had taken just a few minutes, but those few minutes were all it took to put Round Rock on the map, to be known forever in song and legend as the place where Sam Bass had finally met his end. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Our next performance will be 6 o'clock.